You don't get to move out of state, start a new life, and think that you're not going to face karma. Did so much dark things against you, knew what was going on, and then they have a fallout with these karmics. And then this person decides to move out of state and say they didn't have any part of this, like that part of their life is over, and they don't have any issue with the collective. But you know what? Now individuals doing a Pontius Pilate, washing their hands, saying they weren't involved. It blows my mind how people can know and not say anything to you. These energies really just had a falling out, and then this one dude thinks he's going to run off to another state, like, yeah, that was back in the day, but now I'm not attacking Starseed.Ziyadd. I'm not a part of that. Like, that's your issue. Like, baby boy, no, you don't think that you're gonna make your sweet escape. These karmics promised this Page of Wands energy, like, side with us, go after the collective, and you'll get a good payout. Love, when I tell you these karmic people jumped this person, attacked this person, sneak attacked them, it was a massive brawl. This individual was, for a lot of you, this page energy was knocked unconscious. A karmic couple that thought they were running the town and thought that they were going to defeat you, they don't have a mortgage, they don't have rent. They're squatting illegally in somebody else's property, and that issue is going to come to light eventually as well. It really blows my mind how somebody can be a part of a group of people that did so much dark things against you, knew what was going on, and then they have a fallout with these karmics, and then this person decides to move out of state and say they didn't have any part of this, like that part of their life is over, and they don't have any issue with the collective. But you know what? You don't get to move out of state, start a new life, and think that you're not going to face karma. It's crazy to me how energies knew what was going on. Now these karmics are getting dragged and exposed left and right. And now individuals doing a Pontius Pilate, washing their hands, saying they weren't involved, and running off to different country, different state, and thinking like they're just going to be able to live life now like normal. Oh yeah, like, yeah, I was a part of that. I did that thing to the collective, did black magic, did that, but that part of my life is over. I'm changed now and I moved on with my life. But you see, the love is called leave it well enough alone, because that Nine of Swords, karma doesn't care where you're at. And let me repeat this again for the people in the back that can't seem to understand. Karma doesn't care where you're at, where you're from, who you are, your orientation, your religion, your age. Karma does not care. It literally does not. It will come wherever you are. There is no escape. If you were out here antagonizing, plotting, and scheming with a third-party karmic against a chosen one, against a collective, a light worker, a starseed, there is no escape. There is not going to be, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go over here, like those karmics betrayed me, so I ain't involved in that anymore. Because you know what? It's crazy to, like, it blows my mind how people can know and not say anything to you. And how can they just, oh, we had fallout with the karmic, now moving on with my life. So you're not even, like, do you not think that you need to atone for what you have done against a chosen, against a collective of beautiful energy that is here to bring about a new shift on this planet that benefits everyone? I mean, it really, like, how people can just be involved in this and then they walk away. Because, of course, nothing genuine was ever going to come from working with the karmics. That was always going to fall out and end with betrayal. And this person was betrayed by the karmic in the worst way possible. But how can they just leave the state, leave the country, and act like nothing ever happened? And then not even come clean to y'all and tell y'all what was really going on? I'm going to get a Gardenscapes notification. They think that they washed their hands and they're absolved of karma. Because now they stepped away from all of it. Now they're not friends with these karmics. Now they're not associating with these karmics, not speaking to them. But they still did what they did against you. And that will be their ultimate downfall. Their ignorance and being blind, thinking that now that they have severed the tie with these karmic people, they won't have to pay the ultimate price at the end of this. But they will. Because the only way, and let me make this perfectly clear, the only way that they can reach atonement is if they come clean to y'all about everything that was going on behind the scenes. As long as they choose to not speak and reveal the truth and show all the receipts, karma will always be knocking on their front door to collect that debt. So I just had to come on here and make this read because these energies really just had a falling out, and then this one dude thinks he's going to run off to another state, like, yeah, that was back in the day, but now I'm not attacking Starseed.Ziyadd. I'm not a part of that. Like, that's your issue. Like, baby boy, no, you don't think that you're gonna make your sweet escape. Don't think that you're just gonna go out and live happily ever after, ride off into the sunset with a princess by your side, and you're going to be doing good, get that six-figure, like, don't think. Because you knew what was going on. You knew. And you still have not come clean and spoken about the injustices that were done against me and others in this community. So we're going to dive into this. It's not going to be a long read, y'all, but I just had to call this ish out. I had to call it out. I had to put it on blast because energies really think they're going to run off. Like, in this timeline, during Saturn retrograde, King of Cups the Moon, they could be Cancer or Aries with the Tower. Look, they think that, they did all of this, brought multiple towers. This individual was part of a coven with this karmic. And these people would do moon magic. They would do foo-foo. This individual was in on it. They would do moon magic, some type of moon water magic. I heard Oshun, Yemaya. They would be calling the powers of different spirits, different divine orders, goddesses, different individuals from the pantheons. Poseidon, they could have been doing some type of moon magic, moon water ritual for Poseidon, the god of the sea. But these people, they would do it like this was a habit. Some of you, they've been doing this since 2018, for others 2022. But this has been a thing. Look, Page of Wands. And here we have a man or a woman that they really thought that they were in the know with this group of karmics. Like, this man or this woman, they were doing everything this karmic told them. This karmic would tell them to do something. This individual would do it without fail. Okay, this page energy, this page right here, they really thought that they were somebody, but they're just a little NPC side character, that they couldn't handle. You see, when the blowback happened, the falling out between these people, when it happened, and they were finally shown that this karmic and the warlock or the Jezebel that they're with doesn't give an F about them, that's when they finally learned that these people don't care, that they were just a pawn in the game against y'all. That's when they finally realized, and that's why they cut these people off and went out of state. But that doesn't absolve them from the things and the hardships and the blockages that they energetically and spiritually, and maybe even mentally, physically as well, put on you by doing this type of witchcraft and sorcery. They were promised payment. You see, these karmic, weird energies, they thought that they were going to be famous and popping bottles, dancing the night away, celebrating, and these karmics promised this Page of Wands energy of like, side with us, go after the collective, and you'll get a good payout when we get the Ace of Wands. Okay, that's why this individual is out here doing that ish, going hard against you. They got there, and this Page of Wands could be representing multiple subservience of this karmic couple, this coven. These people that just, they're the yes man, they're the yes woman. They're just gonna say yes to everything that this karmic tells them to do. But love is called leave it well enough alone, because these people ain't got squat. Hermit. They had to leave this coven. There's no money. The truth was finally revealed. They participated in these egregious acts against y'all and several other chosen ones and anointed ones in the community. These page energies, these yes women, yes men that really believed the deception of these karmic couples that were running these covens in that basement, in that home that these people were squatting in, because these people don't pay rent, they don't have a mortgage. Okay, that karmic couple that thought they were running the town and thought that they were going to defeat you, they don't have a mortgage, they don't have rent. They're squatting illegally in somebody else's property, and that issue is going to come to light eventually as well. It's already been coming up to light in several people's communities about how these karmic couples were out here squatting in that luxury townhome, that townhouse, or how they falsified mortgage documents, rental documents, etc., to get approved and whatnot. Like, it's all coming out. It's the karmic apocalypse, and that's going to be the next read. I have to pump out these reads before I go on vacation, but y'all, look at this. Strength, Temperance, Seven of Pentacles, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Look at this. The karmic couple cast judgment. You see, the karmic couple that ran this coven, they were just using these page energies. They never actually cared. They never saw them as their equal, and they never had any intention of sharing the money with these people. It was this King and Queen of Swords that was running this coven, and they played all these people with their dark magic. They were doing root magic. You see the roots going down into the soil. They did some type of root magic to bind the souls of these page energies that didn't know any better. Strength. They did powerful strength, and the temperance. They did powerful black magic, black alchemy. There could be something here about black goo. Okay, the symbiote and whatnot. Remember Spider-Man, Venom, the black goo? There could be something here about mind control spells as well. But none of that excuses what these individuals took part in against you. But you see, it's called leave it well enough alone, because once they did that moon magic, these rituals, and the karmics gave up on attacking you, that's when they told this individual the truth. These page energies, like, look, you need to just move on, because we're not going to give you anything. You need to walk away. Like, we're done. Thank you for your time, but we don't need you anymore. And this individual was running over there begging. Like, but you said that I would get paid if I did this with you, if I attacked the collective. You said that we would win. You promised me that you were going to be on the up and up. And once you did that, you were going to pay. We were going to be part of a circle, a close group. Love, when I tell you these karmic people jumped this person attack this person, sneak attack them. It was a massive brawl. This individual was, for a lot of you, this page energy was knocked unconscious. And these karmics were laughing. They were, I'm not going to say what I'm getting. I have to be careful. But they were using their feet to, while this individual was knocked out, they were, using their feet to, cause more physical damage. And they were video recording this ish. I mean, just laughing. Their tongues were out. They were like possessed by some type of dark reptilian spirit. And they thought it was so funny. For some of you, this individual was somewhat conscious, and the karmic really got in this individual's face as they were laying there on the floor. They were, they were like, you'll always be a slave. Every lifetime you do the same thing, you fall for our trick. Yep, I'm going to get a YouTube comment notification. It was something like that. Like these karmics really, after they done jump this person, knock them out, then they're going to tell them, like, you're always going to be a slave to us. You're always going to, lifetime after lifetime, do the same ish, and you never learn. This individual, this was on video. It was sent to several other people in the coven. People were laughing. This individual was casted away. The world, it was over. And that's when this individual decided to just walk away from this, to go move out of state, to move out of the country and go start a new life. But they're not sorry for the ish they did against you. And of course, I do feel sympathy, because who wants to be John? Who wants to be attacked by multiple people and video recorded when it happens? Nobody deserves to go through something so heinous. Well, there's only a few types of certain people, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, even this dark magician that was a servant to this karmic, I don't think they deserve something like that. To be jumped and beaten and humiliated on camera, and they could have been spat on as well. Just very, very dark, very horrible. And it's like, yes, I feel sympathy for this person. I do. They had to pack up everything and leave, and nobody feels sorry for them. But here's where I lose the respect, because you're no longer in an allegiance with these cuckoo crazy energies that do this type of foo-foo. You knew they were doing this foo-foo on this divine emperor, this divine empress energy hierophant. You knew you were going into that basement, walking down those stairs to do foo-foo and black magic, and maybe even hack into the collective's phone and spy in on the collective, gang stalk them. Like, you knew. So how can you go over there, go start a new life somewhere, and think that, my hands are done, my hands are clean, I'm absolved from this, I'm not involved. You see how she's away from the town, from the village. That's what this page energy that took part in this is thinking. That they can just walk away, put distance, and they're good. And they gave a small little, with that page of cups, they gave a small little apology to the cosmos, like, I'm sorry for what I did against the collective, against other people, but I'm moving on from that, and please forgive me, spirit. But it's like, no. And the Ten of Swords is the next card, because forgiveness, where forgiveness and liberation is going to come from. It's going to come from this individual telling the truth to this Nine of Cups divine energy, showing the receipts, coming clean about who was involved, who did what, who was gang stalking, who was plotting. That is the only way this individual will ever receive atonement for the sins they committed against you. So no, this half-hearted attempt at begging, this wasn't even begging Jehovah for forgiveness. This was like a half ASSED attempt to, my hands are washed. Now I'm going to start my new life. Like, what? No, F that all the way to the pit of hell and back. Do not, and I really want to stress this to y'all, like, do not accept this. People were out here doing, unaliving stuff like y'all. People must be held accountable. If not here physically, then spiritually. They must be held accountable. This treachery that was put in like our Bibles and the Quran, the Torah, like forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness is so important. But we have to remember that we are forgiving someone, but at the same time, they have to go through their karma and consequence for what they have done. It's not like, I feel like the way modern religion does it is, just forgive them and, pray that to the Most High, to the universe. But this type of forgiveness, I feel, is manipulation and deception. Because when we're going up there to the universe and bringing these prayers to the universe, to the ancestors, the pantheons, and we're saying we really forgive someone for the evil they have committed against us, is this absolving us from them? Or is this giving them the spiritual strength and power to do it again without karma, without consequences? Like, we really need to remove the scales from our eyes and see it for what it is. Is us forgiving these people, giving the green light to the universe, to karma, like, oh, okay, well, you forgive them, well, then we're not going to dish out the karma. Like, this is why they're going to catch the heat soon. Because some of you have said, no, I'm not going to forgive this person. And I'm not religious. I follow what my ancestors follow. Like some of you are saying this. And so you see, these page energies that did this, because there were a few and they really thought that they were going to be somebody, but they're just that little boy, that little girl on the side or something. They think they know what's going on, and they don't. They don't know, whatever these karmic weirdos have going on, they never knew. They were never on their real side to begin with. But they really thought that they were something. They thought they were slick. They thought they were going to be able to do this ish against you. Then it failed. Then it came to, a collapse. Now it's not working. They thought they were going to sneak away, because that's what this is. That's what this really is. We're going to call it how it is. And I do not accept this at all. They don't get to sneak away after doing foo-foo and now live their life. Like, no. Hell to the no. Like, karma. Time to pay up. Time to pay up, Buttercup. It's time. Because not only some of you, these individuals were stalking you. And I'll never forget when I was at the grocery store with my family. And one of these page energies, we were leaving, right? We left the parking lot and whatnot. We were going in front of the grocery store, and there was a stop sign. There was a crosswalk, because the parking lot's there and people leaving the store cross. So my family member was driving the car, and one of these page energies is going to come out of the parking lot after they had stalked us in the store. They're going to come out of the parking lot and cut us off as we're getting ready to go. Not even wait for anybody, not even stop for anybody, yielding to the pedestrian. They're just going to cut us off. And I was like, you know what? The day is going to come when these karmics, y'all saw the orb fly across my face. The day is going to come when these karmics betray y'all. And y'all will try to walk away and say, oh, well, we're different now. That was a different part of our life. But you know what? For me, because I'm a Leo, a true Leo at that, not one of these wishy-washy Leos that a lot of people have experience with. I'm a true Leo through and through, an Aries moon and a Cap rising. And to me, this whole, well, I'm gonna now go to school, become a better, like that don't fly with me. The only thing that is going to fly with me is when they come clean to me, bring all the receipts, bring all the tea, bring all the proof of what they were doing, and then I will forgive them. And of course, after that, I will take legal action against them as well. But you see, that's karma, Like, if you were doing this evil-ish, you gotta pay it one way or another. You don't get to ride off into the sunset now, like, I'm free now. Like, no. Like, what do these people think? That these people have to be they have to be brain dead. You know, like they not thinking. That's the read. They really thought they were going to be able to run off into the sunset. But the only way this karma is not going to hit them is if they tell y'all the truth. Yep, look at this. Thinking they're going to run off and be happy and live free without a care in the world. Find true love and whatnot and get a whole new career, start a whole new life. This is what, after they were part of this coven, this is what they're thinking about love. This how karma gonna sneak up on that ASS real good. You see how he's holding that dagger? Like a thief in the night. Look at the crows there. Love, don't worry, because Jehovah has not forgotten about what this individual has done against you, and neither has karma. So that's your reading. I wish you love and light.